I was waiting for this one. I was waiting to see how the Nets, even without Kyrie, was going to look against these big boys over at the Philadelphia 76ers. Let's talk about it, New York City, the front office. So I didn't want to just talk after the Toronto game because I felt like to have the amount of sample size that I wanted to really just talk about the state of the team, I couldn't just look at the Toronto game. I wanted to mix the Toronto game with the 76er game. Now, the real big boy, Joel Embiid, didn't play tonight. But I saw some things that I really liked, and I came away feeling very positive about our Brooklyn Nets. It's a few things that definitely came out into light, and I brought on a friend, someone I've been talking Nets basketball with for a very long time, and I'm not one to give out the government names on these pods, because this show is really about the extension of the relationships that we've built talking Brooklyn Nets basketball. And I'm bringing on my boy BK Nets all day.
How you doing, G?
What's going on, sir?
Everything good.
So you're originally from New York City, but you are and just for everybody's sake, it's at Ray 1113 or 1113 at Ray 1113 on Twitter. You're down in Florida right now, right? Am I correct in
Yeah, sure. Originally from New York, from Manhattan, Washington Heights. Actually, not Washington Heights, Spanish Harlem, which is I was born on. I used to live on 125th in Amsterdam. I don't know if you're familiar with the area.
Yeah, I am. I get up and around there to brunch sometimes to catch an event here and there. That's not too far from the infamous La Marina.
Yeah.
So I get it. I get it in that hood every now and then, man. But me and you, despite the fact that you're down there, we've developed a relationship just talking hoop. Like there's been times you've calmed me down from being angry about things. Like I appreciate I appreciate that conversation. But let me guess why you have your Nets Twitter conversation, and is it because it's so rare to find a Nets fan to just talk Nets ball? Social media got to build that bridge of relationships to talk Nets ball, especially being down south.
Yeah, but you know what's funny? What's funny is that my cousin was the one that introduced us. I don't know if you remember.
I do.
He's all day. NYK all day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he introduced us. He's like, I'm introduced to this guy, and then he's a big Knicks fan just like you. But I'm in a chat with my cousins, and they're all Knicks fans.
Yeah.
And the minute I mention the Nets, forget about it. It's over. It's over because they don't want to talk about it, especially now that we got KD and Kyrie. When that happened, forget about it. It's over. They don't want to deal with me anymore.
Listen, when I was starting the pod, all my Nets fan cousins and friends and close friends too, because if we haven't been talking ball, I don't really want to bring those types on the show. It has to be someone who's always in the flow of talking New York City basketball. Is the kind of like the point of the show, and so I had my list of Knicks fan family that I was gonna bring on, and after these games, they're just like, nah, I don't want to talk about it.
They don't want to come on.
Nah, what? Ain't nothing really to talk about. What we coming off for? I'm like, but at least come on and just be, be angry, express yourself. What should they be doing? What, like, your point of view is still valid, whether they're winning or losing. But they're like, nah, I don't want to talk. Like, Fat Joe said everything for us.
You know what the funny thing is?
Yeah.
That we went through this 2 years ago.
How so? Elaborate.
We had the 2008 to 2009 Nets, which went nowhere. You remember?
Yeah.
Ready for Darren Williams.
Okay, yeah.
We had Jordan Farmer. We had that team. We went nowhere.
Yeah.
And then we bring in all these guys. We bring in Darren Williams, and then whatever happened with the Celtics and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, we had a little playoff run. And then back again, we break it down again. But like I tell my cousins, when you have a smart person running your team, this is what happens.
Yeah.
We broke it down, and he brought it right back up in what? In 3 years, basically.
Win, lose, or draw, right? Both of our GMs have had a vision for the team and the organization. Now, what Billy King was trying to do, he was just trying to take proven winners and stuff them into a locker room together and then just go out there, roll the ball out there and win, because he brought in guys who had talent and guys who knew how to win. But that team was never going to be a team. They never were going to be one culture and one mind, because even, Paul Pierce, his mind was still in Boston. Kevin Durant, he was a good soldier, good teacher on the court, great vet to have, but still he was just rich and satisfied. Like, who knew where Kevin Garnett's mind is? Like, the teams that Billy King built, they had a vision, it just wasn't a good one. Now come in Sean Marks. Sean Marks isn't just the players that he's bringing in. It is the method of how they take care of their bodies. It is the people that they surround them for their psychological health. Like, they really have an on staff, sports psychologist, and they give the players someone to talk to when they're going through what they're going through. Now, that's an organizational vision where Sean Marks basically said, we're going to build a team with a culture where the environment is 100% focused on making every player better. And that's what the Knicks lack, and they realize it. And then what's worse, that's killing them the most, Ray, is that they realize that the Knicks need this, but under Dolan they'll never have it, and so they don't want to come on and have a conversation at all.
That's the problem. And not only that, Yves.
Yeah.
You saw what Sean Marks did. We were in the tank, basically, but they still played the young guys. They developed the young guys. So Joe Harris, they developed Spencer Dinwiddie. Remember you were pissed. I remember when you were super pissed when they let Yuri Farrell go.
No, I wasn't. Whoa. I was always good with Spencer Dinwiddie.
A lot of people were hit.
Oh, they were, and they were making a mistake. I said, listen, if you look at the pattern that Sean Marks is following, he wants big guards. He wants guards that can actually defend shooting guards and small forwards. He likes his guards big and his power forwards undersized, and his forwards period undersized. Like, he has an organizational vision that I don't agree with, but at least it has a vision. Yeah, I mean, can you see what Marks is trying to do?
Yeah, and my thing is, we played our young guys. We went through the battle with our young kids. Mm-hmm. Why is Kevin Love on the bench?
That's my whole conversation. Like, what does it do for Morris to be padding his stats right now? Like, what does that do for the Knicks?
Thank you.
Nothing. Nothing at all. This guy,
he took his $21 million.
Mm-hmm.
He's putting it in his pocket, and he's gonna leave next year anyway. Because the Knicks are not gonna go nowhere next year anyway.
He's trying to get traded to the Lakers right now. I mean, would he like it to work with the Knicks? I'm sure he would. I'm sure he'd like to make it a home, but he's realistic, just like the Knicks are realistic. They're already taking phone calls for him.
Yep.
And
that's the thing.
And that is the whole thing. Like what was this for? All those signings that they did over the summer with these 2-year deals? It's as if they're saying they outsmarted us. Like, yeah, see what we did? We signed some good players to short-term deals, and then 2 years from now we'll be able to go get free agents again. No, you won't. You won't get free agents because you suck. And now you have to start from scratch again because those dudes that you let take up space did not give the guys you have right now a chance to grow and get better.
Exactly. Because the only way you're going to get better is if you're on the court. And that's what I loved about Mark. Mark's always, even though Jared Allen did mistakes, Jared Allen was still out there.
Yeah.
Karis LeVert, he was out there. Spencer Dinwiddie was out there. Joe Harris. Look at Joe Harris. Joe Harris when he came into us, he was just a starter shooter. You remember?
Yeah.
He would drive occasionally, but now he goes to the basket.
No, to have the confidence to be able to drive like that is incredible. I don't know what they're teaching over there, but I hope that it gets taught to Taurean Prince. Because Joe Harris has been in the top 3 of on dribble, drive, field goal percentage, and the thing about it is that who would expect that? Like, he was number 2 to LeBron, and sometimes he was number 1 over LeBron for an entire year, like leading the league in field goal percentage when driving to the basket. That's incredible for Joe Harris.
Yep. But going back, let me tell you real quick how I became a Nets fan. I was a big Jason Kidd fan. This was back in the early 2000s. I was more of an NBA fan. Didn't really have a team. I really didn't like the Knicks. Didn't really have a team. Mm-hmm. But I was a big Jason Kidd fan. Man, and I moved down to Miami when I was 15. And then, every other teenager from New York, I got tired of it. I mean, Florida was too slow for me. So I really wanted to get back to New York. Finally, I get back to New York, but I moved to New Jersey. And that was the same year that Jason Kidd got traded.
Oh,
man. That did it for me. I mean, I remember I was in the ISOT Center. It was 12 people there, but I was there watching my Nets. And then my wife got a job in Hackensack, in the hospital, Hackensack Medical Center.
Yeah. Not too familiar with Jersey, but I'll take your word for it. Go ahead.
That's one of the main hospitals over there in North Bergen. And she used to get tickets. Man, and I used to sit when the Kenyon Martin, Richard Jefferson, Keith Van Horn, those days. We used to get the tickets front row to the hospital. Fell in love. After that, it was a wrap. I was done. Since the Jason Kidd days, I've been a Nets fan. And I go here to the Heat Arena with all my gear, and let me tell you, there's a lot of Brooklyn Nets fans down here too.
Really? You know, yeah, I'll tell you, I lived in Miami, and I remember going to, at the time I was a Knicks fan, but I went to a Nets game. It was a playoff game, and I can't remember what year. I won't even try, but it had to be like 2003, somewhere like that, 2002, right. And it was a playoff game, and the Nets whooped Miami, and not only did they whoop them, but most of the seats in the arena were Net fans. That really surprised me. Like I had been to Dolphins games and they were pretty loyal, so I was shocked to go to a Heat game and see. But LeBron changed that, right? Like LeBron created a lot of Heat fans down there.
But let me say, what the team they have this year, you have to understand something about Florida. first of all, there's a lot of transplants out here. We all know that.
Right.